So you know you have a sales page or a new product video that you need to get some copy written for, but you're exhausted trying to come up with all these headlines that are now maybe starting to sound the same and run together. Or maybe you have some existing copy that isn't performing so well and you know you need to change the headline so that you get more people to stop scrolling and pay attention. Whether you're launching a new course, a new product, or a new service offering to your business or writing some copy for one of your clients, I'm going to show you how to use the magic headline writer so that you can start getting that mouth-watering, irresistible headlines for you and your clients so that you can get more people to check out and pay attention to what you're doing. In this video, I'll show you how to get over a dozen headlines that all sound great, sound like your brand, and they sound like your voice so you don't have to keep rewriting, revising, and on and on and on to get your copy done. So let's dive in. So let's jump in and select Magic Headline Writer. Here the instructions let us know we need to describe what kind of product or service that we want headlines written for. And then in the additional topics area will give us more context of what that headline should focus on. And I'll show you what both of those looks like. So in this example, let's say we're creating a course on selling personal brand membership programs for solo content creating marketers. Right now, we're not going to add in any additional topics. Let's just see what kind of a copy we get specifically from ClarityScribe. Now you can see we have an array of options that it has chosen for us that actually looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and create a new folder and we'll title this for our brand membership program course so we can keep track of any of the copy that we're using. And to make sure we keep everything in order so that it makes sense when we're going through and pulling this content, especially if you're working with more than one person on your team, let's create a new document and we'll title this Headlines. Now we can drag and drop this into our dedicated folder, and that way it stays in the order that we want it to and it's organized. So let's paste in a few of these options and see what ClarityScribe has given us so we can take a look at what makes sense for our brand. 7 tips for creating a personal brand membership program that sells, the unexpected benefits of having a personal brand membership, 5 reasons why you should invest in a personal brand membership. All of that sounds and looks pretty good, but it may not be specific to what you want for your brand. Now, in the Getting Started video, we talked about how you can customize this stuff in this specific side headline and change the way that it sounds. So let's get rid of this because let's say that's not on par with what we want. Change the document voice style to, let's try Travis. That's supportive, encouraging, and enthusiastic. And you can always know that it's going to the right document based on what it has here. So we don't want to necessarily change this. We just want to select based on the options that we have over here, which at this time is only 1. And if you have multiples, just make sure it selects and it will tell you which document it's going to impact. So let's come back over here to the Magic Headline Writer, select Create Copy again, and it will regenerate new copy for us. And now we can see we got some different styles based on what it's selected for us. The ultimate guide to monetizing your content with the membership program, the art of building a loyal audience for your membership program, and on and on. And all of these are really good. And if we have just options and we don't know which one we want, this is a great way to get started. One thing that I find is super helpful is to come back over here into Genie Chat and ask it to give us options if we're running into real issues of knowing if any of these headlines are in alignment or if they're kind of off brand or at least not specifically things we should be talking about in our sales copy. So I want to ask Genie Chat, what are some of the common problems a solo content creating marketer would run into trying to create a course on selling a personal brand membership program? And already Genie has some answers for us. Here are some common problems a solo content creating marketer might encounter trying to create a course based on what we described. Lack of time, planning content structure, identifying the target audience, researching competitors, and on and on. Now, this is really great, but if you are already, let's say, having some decision fatigue around doing this, especially if you're just getting started, we can ask Genie Chat to go ahead and order these in the order that we should put it on our sales copy. So let's do that. Now, once you have your question typed in, if you just hit enter on your keyboard, it'll continue to expand and give you more space. But if you don't need that, you can hit Command and enter if you're on a Mac, or you can hit the respective options if you're on a PC. Great. Genie has some suggestions for us, so let's go through and see what resonates for us of what we're doing. So its lack of time is still going to be one of the primary pain points that it's recommending. Identifying the target audience, which they may already know. So, use your best judgment on that one, and generating engaging content, marketing, promotion, on and on. And then we can go up here to add these specific areas to what we want. Now, here is a pro tip that you can start doing when you're going through building copy like this. Hit the plus symbol to create a new project, and we're going to call this one a research page. Now, since Jenny's actually given us some really great answers and some great things that we probably want to consider before we decide to move on with our headlines, let's go ahead and change the headlines to actually research instead. Then we'll create a new project called headlines that we can use that information moving forward. And then we'll go ahead and drag this into the membership folder. Just put it right over that folder, and that way it'll drop into place. Then we can come up here, delete this information that maybe wasn't that great for us yet, and start to paste in this information that we got from Jenny Chat by coming down here and hitting that button there. And we can hit the heart button to go ahead and save these if we liked it, or just to differentiate, especially if you're going through a bunch of requests with Jenny Chat. So let's say a lack of time is one of the main things that it said both times that we want to use. Balancing course creation alongside marketing tasks can be overwhelming. So let's go to headlines, actually start to work on this for our headline writer, and we'll see that our details are still over here. So now we can come down here, add in additional topics, and add in lack of time to what we want this headline to be about, refine this a bit more to be more on brand with what we want. And now our headlines are revised to be more specific around adding in that additional detail of saving time. And you can see how this refines things a bit better for us. We can even change that voice style again to the specific thing that we want. Advertorial, classic, sensational. Let's say that's not necessarily what we want. Supportive, encouraging, enthusiastic. Let's try Jen as our voice style. Give this a second go. We'll leave these here. And let's come down here to get it to redo some titles for us and give us some really good headlines. And you can see the tone that Jen is using is very different than just the original voice style tone. The Busy Person's Guide to Creating and Selling a Personal Brand. Not necessarily probably how to create and sell a personal brand membership program when you have no time. The Lazy Person's Guide to Creating and Selling a Personal Brand Membership. And then let's say the quick and easy way to create and sell a personal brand membership. And you can see the difference in the voice styles simply by changing it within the same document will give you exactly what you want. Now, let's say we've selected the one that we do want, and we can start to just drag and get rid of all of this. And let's go ahead and begin the process of building out our website copy. We can change this to heading. And now you can start to see how this may fill out the things that we want. And based on some of these other things that we have, let's say now we want to write a paragraph for it, we can click on Power Paragraphs, and this will now start to fill out the details for it, but we'll dive into that in the next video. See how easy that was to create a headline that actually sounds really good, and that if you were in the client's shoes, you would actually click on or stop to read more about it. Now, if you were already feeling stuck trying to write this copy section and you needed help with the headline, chances are you probably need help writing out the paragraphs. But that is where the Power Paragraphs tool comes in handy. And that's exactly what we're diving into in the next video.